مشر ته ټایم دی مشر ټایم شته دی هغه ته راځي
Thank you for having me here. I understand the suffering of Baloch and Pashtun under the occupation of Pakistan are countless and unending, but I want to speak of our unity, struggle and common bond between the Baloch and Pashtun nations, as together we have resisted imperial domination in the past, and together we shall defeat the colonial oppressors. Baloch and Afghan nations stood for each other during difficult times and thwarted the evil intentions of their enemies. The Baloch nation refusal to allow the British to attack Afghanistan through Bolan Pass resulted in multiple retaliation attacks in Balochistan in 1839. Such as on Kalat Fort, where Mir Merab Khan, along with his companions, embraced martyrdom, and at Sartaf, where the British were intercepted before they could attack the capital of Mari tribe, Kahan. Here the Baloch were victorious. They wiped out a whole regiment of the colonizers and left only a few survivors. Let us revisit a moment in history that symbolizes the power of our unity, the Treaty of Kalat, also known as the Treaty of Non-Interference, signed in 1758 between the Baloch and Afghan people. Under this treaty, both nations agreed not to interfere in each other's internal matters, strengthening the ties of brotherhood and solidarity. Baloch leader Nasir Khan Nuri stood shoulder to shoulder with Afghan ruler Ahmad Shah Abdali in several decisive battles against Iran and other imperial powers in the region. This treaty was not just a political alliance, it was a testament to our shared values such as loyalty, to trust that we would not betray each other in any circumstances, respect, to acknowledge each other as nations, resistance, to help one another against any oppressor, and freedom. When all are fulfilled, real freedom will come. In a true sense of the following that treaty, and after centuries of understanding, we now have all of those except the last. We have to work together to achieve real freedom. It is time we renew our spirit of unity. United, no power can stop the Baloch and Pashtun nations from reclaiming their freedom.
That's it.
Our histories are deeply intertwined. We share similar cultural systems, unique cultural identities, and a fierce commitment to freedom. The British colonization of the 19th century subjected both the people to brutal oppression. Afghanistan became a buffer zone in the great game between the British and the Russian Empire. While Balochistan endured repeated invasions from the British because of its strategic importance, both nations fought with valor, delivered heavy blows to imperial forces long before Britain achieved any geopolitical ambitions. When the British finally left the region after World War II, they left behind a destructive legacy that continues to divide us. The Durand Line was drawn by the British to serve their imperial interests in the region, deliberately creating a flashpoint for conflict between Balochistan and Afghanistan. After the independence of Balochistan from Iran and Pakistan, the Baloch nation firmly will commit itself to resolving these artificial divisions with its neighboring and brotherly Pashtun nation. Pakistan's oppressive policies are an extension of colonial domination. It wages wars on Baloch and Pashtun nations alike, using enforced disappearances, torture and massacre to crush our quest for justice and freedom. The massacre of 1930 in Kisa Khwani Bazar and Spintangai by the British, and in 1948 permanent massacre by Pakistan in Charsada are tragic examples of state brutality that echo the British era's violence. The Baloch and Pashtuns have been used by other nations to protect their sovereignty and their borders. In the case of Pashtun, they are protecting the state of Pakistan and its borders. The Punjabis consider the Pashtuns as mere guards and caretakers of their pirated land that is Pakistan. Meanwhile, they see themselves as the real owner and decision makers of Pakistan. In 1948, Pashtun tribes were the people who were sent to Kashmir to take over, while the Punjabis stood back and made the Pashtuns fight their war. In the case of the Baloch, we have been helping half a dozen Arab nations in protecting their state and borders since their inception, serving in their armed forces and police forces and all those agencies that protect them. In the war between Oman and Yemen in the 1960s, according to a Yemeni general, it wasn't the Omani who won the war, it was the Baloch who won it for them. Although the Baloch have done so much for them, some of these Gulf states are repaying them by sending Baloch activists back to Pakistan, where they are never heard from again. Despite the Baloch repeatedly asking every nation not to invest in Balochistan while it's under occupation, they are investing billions of dollars in Balochistan to appease the Punjabis, while being well aware that this will only intensify the Baloch genocide. In 1980s, in the Iran-Iraq war, thousands upon thousands of Baloch youth were forced to fight the Iraqis. The Iranians placed key around all soldiers' neck and told them that were you to die, these were the keys to open the gates of heaven. It's the height of absurdity. You don't need a key to open the gates of heaven. You need good deeds. The Afghan government are not taking Punjabi dictations. This angers the Punjabi elites. So to pressurize the Afghan government, they have come up with a plan to deport millions of Afghan citizens, most of whom are Pashtuns. We, the Baloch, have been racially profiled since our lands were occupied, and now they are doing the same to the Pashtuns. All the way from Karachi to Islamabad, they are stopping them and checking their papers before bundling them to the bundling and sending them to the border. They see it as a pressure tactic. I see it as ruining millions of livelihoods. These people have been there for generations. This kind of treatment from the Punjabi is an affront to the Baloch and Pashtun. History teaches that unity is the path to freedom, just as Nasir Khan Noori and Ahmad Shah Abdali stood together against powerful enemies. We must stand united today. Bond between the Baloch and Pashtun is not a threat. It is a promise of stabilization of the region. The occupying state fears our solidarity because it knows we are stronger together. Let us reclaim the spirit of the Treaty of Taraz. Let us renew our alliance and reject the division imposed by imperialism. We are not just neighbors, we are brothers in struggle and destiny. Baloch and Pashtun have no future in a Punjabi colonial state, Pakistan, which has bleached our land and is sucking down. Today, together, we will break the chains of occupation and build a future rooted in justice, sovereignty, and peace. Our unity is our force of history and our freedom is inevitable. Long live Baloch Pashtun harmony. Baloch Pashtun Malgarta o Yawali Waqde. Manzoor Manana Minatwar, Azad Balochistan, Azad Pashtunistan.